Backyard Machine Shop. Well, I found a little time today, and well, first of all, let me update you on my parents. My dad's still in the hospital. He's been in the hospital now for 4 weeks and probably 6 weeks out of 8. But he's doing better. He's getting a little stronger. Hopefully we can get him home in the next few days. My mom, she's doing real well. Her foot's healing up. She's starting to use it again, even though she's not supposed to. But she's getting better. So I'm taking some time today to work in the shop. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this gearbox back together. It doesn't take very long, I don't think. And I'm going to share that with you guys. So the other thing that we got going on, we got a couple extra cameras here going on today. So you'll see things from different angles, maybe a little bit of different quality. I'm trying to experiment with cameras. A couple of sound, audio things. So anyway, we're going to experiment a little bit. All right, so first thing we need to do is, I'll tell you a little bit about the gearbox. And this is a Lima Drive. It's a 4-speed gearbox. This is the one that I bought or had that came with the Pratt & Whitney lathe, and it came with a 520 volt motor. And I basically made some adapters, and we've adapted a 240 volt 5 horsepower motor to this gearbox. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to use this on the Pratt & Whitney or if I'll use this on the New Haven. Still kind of up in the air. I got another drive just like it sitting here on the floor that I need to go through also. But anyway, we're ready to put this thing together. I got most of it painted up, but we're probably going to scratch it up a little bit in this process. And I got a few things I need to touch up anyway, like badges, and one part I just forgot to paint all together, and a couple of pieces that I hadn't painted either. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to put it together, and I hope to have a good show for you. All right, so first thing we're going to do here, this here is the output shaft, and basically the motor shaft is a press fit or a slight interference fit into this shaft. So, but we've got new bearings, and here's a Nachi, let's see, 6208 with the ring, and this flange here is what keeps it from going into it actually bottoms out into the casing. So we've ordered new bearings, and I need to get some oil. Hey, 3, 2, 1, testing, go. All right, guys, so here's this is the output shaft, and adjust this camera. All right, anyway, guys, this is the output shaft, and it takes we got a new 6208 Nachi that's going to go on here. And this is a flange bearing, and that flange bearing is what seats into the housing. So we're going to install this shaft first, and install right here. First thing we need to do though is we need to press on the bearing. And it's just a slight light press fit, it's not very much. And then there's a keeper that goes on it. So most important thing, this goes inside the housing. The gear does. The gear goes inside the housing, and then the bearing, the flange goes opposite side of the gear. So we're going to take and press this on. What we got here is we got a little piece of Dillon, and we're going to put it in here, and we're going to press this gear in. Alright. So now after the gear goes in, alright, so after the gear goes in, it gets a lock ring. And here's the lock ring. And I'm trying to remember how it goes on. It goes on like this. So you take our little spreaders. And let's show you how it's going on. Alright. So we're going to take and take our hammer and kind of just seat this. Alright, we're going to squeeze it a little bit in the vise. Alright guys, so that's how the bearing's held in place. Okay, so now we're going to insert the spur gear into our housing, and we're just going to take that until it's good and seated. Put a little oil in it. I feel like I need to go get some oil, so hold on. Alright guys, we're going to move this bearing up a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit inside there. The next thing we need to do is turn this direction, and we need to insert the change gears, or the spur gears that change the trans. I'm trying to remember how they go in. I think the small gear goes Alright guys, so I've already been interrupted every time I try to do something today, so we're going to try to push our way through it. Alright, so we've got the output shaft in. We're looking at putting in our gear set. Okay. That one's in. That one's in. Okay. So we Got to get to the other side and get that input shaft in. I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to turn it this way. All right. This is the output shaft. These are your shift gears. Okay. And now we need to put in our input shaft. So let's get it ready to go. All right, our input shaft. Got a new bearing for it. The deal is, guys, when I buy these bearings, first place I look is eBay. Most of the time you can get new old stock bearings for your machines. Especially open bearings like these that don't have seals or anything. Next place I go is eBay, is look for a replacement bearing or a cross-reference bearing in a good name brand like Nachi or SKF or you know, whatever you can find. You get them for like 25 to 50% less than what you can in a bearing house. Third place I go to is the bearing house, which I use Accurate Bearing out of, I think it's around Chicago. And normally she can get me anything, any bearing I need up there. So check eBay. Just make sure that they're sealed. You can get a picture of them still sealed up. And but I haven't had a bad experience yet with bearings off of buying them that way. So same thing. This shaft here, it goes into the. This is your. I was saying this was the output, but actually this is the input. This is your output shaft, and it goes in this way, and it goes through that gear cluster. And the thing is, the flange goes up against this step in the shaft, so it just basically goes on. And these are really light press fits. I hope you can press this one on. Okay, so again, let's put a little oil in them. Shoot them straight. There we go. Alright guys, so got our shaft in, we got some oil in it. Okay, and then this one gets a lock ring also. Now the first job I ever had, I worked in refrigeration and air conditioning and appliance repair. And my old boss used to call these things idiot clamps. Well, he called anything, I think, idiot clamps that required him to buy a special tool to put together. And I think it had to be an idiot to come up with it because it's so ingenious. But anyway, we got a straight expansion ring here, or a locking ring. Sometimes I know what it means. There we go. The secret is get that back side in, and then you can work on these front ones. There we go. Alright, so now this has to go through that set of gears, and then on this input shaft there is a pilot bearing in there like a transmission in a car that this recesses into. So we're going to have to align it with everything. It's got a spline. There's the first gear. Alright, I'm going to turn this up now. There we go. And we got to get it in that pilot bushing. Alright, here we go. So now, we got, back up some, we got all the gears sets in, okay? And when our shifter shifts, it shifts on the fork, you pull it out, it shifts on that fork, okay? Next thing to go through is this cluster of gears here. Now, this gear rides on these needle bearings, and they just slide in, and you can get these from McMaster. I think they use them for casters or such. Use some oil on them. Alright, they're going to set in. They sit in that cluster just like that. Okay, and we'll roll this back on this back. Of course, they fell out of place. Okay, so now we have an axle that this rides on. The interruptions just won't stop today. We're dealing with this hurricane that's down in the Gulf, or down in the Caribbean right now at work, and they're trying to figure out what we're going to do over the weekend. And so I'm getting a lot of phone calls trying to set things up. So anyway, we're back at it now. Alright guys, so we're putting the shaft in now. I had to figure out what was going on, but I was missing a piece. So now we have it. It should just go right together now. Slides in. And then this kind of presses in. We got our shafts in, everything looks good. Okay, so what we can do now is we can turn it upright. We can go this way. Do this way. Woo, it's nasty. Alright, so we have our input, and we're in 1-to-1 now. So if we shift, still in 1-to-1. There we go. Now we're in like one of the lower gears. Back in neutral, out. Now we should be really low. Yep. Okay, we'll turn this back up. We'll get a view of it and let you see what's going on. Alright guys, welcome back. Now, not sure how much video I got or where I got to in the video on the first part of this, but I had to stop and do a few things. So I've come out here today, finished putting this together. I didn't get a video of finishing it. It was just mounting the motor, a couple other things. But anyway, I'm going to, I've ran it and it's running good. So I just wanted to let everybody know in the end, it came out all right. So it's been pretty hectic around here. Like I said, I got parents pretty sick. Dad's in the hospital, and now we got a hurricane coming. And the rest of my shop, I don't know if you can see it, looks like hurricane storage. You got 2 generators, 6 or 8 cases of water, a bunch of plywood, things that we've picked up, and we just stored it in here until we need it or whatever. So I want to say to the people that's in the path of this storm, prayers are with you. It's supposed to be here, I think, Monday sometime. Looks like it's turning a little bit to the west. Not sure if how much it will get, but last year we only had tropical storm winds and it was terrible. So anyway, work's shut down. You can get into Savannah, but you can't get out of Savannah. So we're pretty much stuck at home. So at least I got a day here in the shop. I can do some work, shoot some videos. So on that note, here's what we got. Like I said, I've got the drive put together. It's ready to go. Got it wired up. I've already ran a little bit to check for leaks. We don't have any oil leaks. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my tachometer and we're going to put it on the drive and on the spindle, and we're going to go through the gears changes and see what kind of RPMs we get. Okay, so my tachometer that I have is it's just a pile tack, model PLT25, I think. And with that, you got to have a little bit of this tape, and I got to find. All right, guys. So my pile electronic tack batteries are dead in it, and I don't have a set out here in the shop to replace them. So we're gonna go old school, and this thing is old school. I'll get it pulled out in a minute. So what we have here is we have a Jones Motorola RPM tack, and it's got 3 ranges, and it'll go anywhere from I think 500 RPM. Hold on. Anywhere from 300 to 14,000 RPM. So we're going to use this to measure RPMs. We got our gearbox set up in low gear now. In first gear, the first gear is a 4.15 to 1, and if this is a 1760 motor, and you divide that by 4.15, it equals to 425 RPM. So let's see what we get. Alright, there's 400 right there. That's about, I'm calling that about 430. So it's pretty close. Alright, so to go to second gear is we go back over, and people ask why that little wheel's on the end of this thing, and that's exactly why. Alright, so the second gear we're at 3.15, so 1760 divided by 3.15 equals to 560 RPM. So let's see what we get. There's 500, there's 600. We're at about 560, just like we said. All right. So go to third gear, come back to neutral, pull or push in. Third gear would be to the left. All right. So at 1.85, (951 RPM). Now the range on that level will go all the way up to 1500. So we're okay. We got to change it on the next one. All right. So 950 will be about right there, facing my hand. Right where we at now. Okay, now we got to go to a medium range in this thing. It's a little pain sometimes. All right, so this one should be 1760. All right, 1760 in this range is going to be right in here. There you go, right where it's supposed to be. Alright guys, well, there it is, it's running. Let me shut it off where you can hear me a little better. There it is, it's running good. There's no heat. Usually the bearings get a little warm when you first get new bearings in, and they're a little bit warm. Took maybe 3/4 of a gallon of gear oil. It's got a vent up here. And I found out if you plug this vent, this thing builds pressure inside, and it'll fill this tube up. So got our oil in it. 5 horsepower. I haven't done any amp readings on it yet. I'm sure it's fine. It runs smooth as silk. So there we are. 5 horsepower Lima Drive, probably the only one in existence. So it's been a fun series. I really appreciate everybody watching it. Next project's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be completely different than anything I've done, and I'll get on it as soon as I can get this off the table. So everyone, I thank your comments concerning my parents. It's touching. Your prayers, and continue praying for them, please. Also, with this storm that's coming, Irma, please pray for everyone in their path. It's going to be pretty bad. It's going to get bad around here from what I understand, and it's going to move on up through to Georgia, through North Carolina, up into Tennessee somewhere. So just pray for everyone that's that's in the path of that storm. We're still praying for the people out in Texas. So right now you see everybody with a good heart. Everybody's trying to help, and we'll get through all this stuff. So from the Backyard Machine Shop, so long.